at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So, yesterday we read this wonderful verse, which is really the essence of what we're doing here, and maybe I'll repeat it again, because, you know, it might be a little confusing what's happening here to people, because it's unusual, actually. It's very, I guess you could say, advanced things. I mean, we're reading right from Ancha Lila and all that. It's pretty deep stuff. Getting crash courses and stuff. So I'll read that verse we read yesterday, and maybe talk a little bit more about it. So let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the devotees of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who simply by the causeless mercy of the devotees, engaged in licking the honey from his lotus feet, even a fallen soul becomes eternally liberated. So Yogi Veda and I were talking about the other day vibrations. And this vibration of Chaitanya, Charitamrita, Krishna Lila, all of this is very, very high. It's a high vibration. It's higher than goodness in the modes of nature and doing good and all this. So a lot of people have a hard time understanding this vibration or what it does, because it looks like madness. If you notice, Lord Caitanya was in a state of, see, they use the word insane, madness, and all of this. But that it's not madness at all. It's actually reality. This whole world is mad, is a little bit crazy or a lot crazy, depending on what mode you're in. The lower the modes that you're involved in, the more kind of crazy you are. So everybody's in that. So that vibration, nothing is really perfectly pure in this world. Even goodness and doing, you know, goody two-shoe things and all of that. There's nothing really perfectly pure in this world. So this vibration is very high. And sometimes the Lord empowers people or sends people, or maybe a devotee because of their previous lives, come into this world and they are attracted to this. I don't know, from personally, from the very day I came to Krishna and I got Prabhupada's book, I just immediately loved Chaitanya Charitamrita. You know, it's just immediately drawn there. It's kind of like, you know, in the this visualization just popped up. You know, when they do a certain ceremony, I read this in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, you know, where Lord Chaitanya's a little baby, and so they put different things, but money, coins, gold, different things, and then they put the sacred books like Bhagavatam, you know, there, and then whoever goes to whatever he goes to, his first impulse is what they're going to do. And when I was like a little baby. I just came to Krishna Consciousness. I didn't know anything. But as soon as I saw this book, I went right to it. It's like, I found my tribe. It's like, wow. So, anyway, it only came later when Prabhupada came in a lucid dream in 1996 that he said, yeah, he said, yeah, you're doing exactly what I want you to do. Just keep reading and sharing Chaitanya Lila with people. Because it's a vibration that eternally liberates people. So I don't know, you know, I have no idea. I just always come to the book, I read these verses, and it's like I'm licking this honey. See? So, and it looks kind of probably weird, you know, people, when it's crying, laughing, all these things. Because this is the vibration. This is where Lord Caitanya and his devotees were vibrating when they came. It's a very rare vibration to hit this planet. See? So anyway, it's my, the Lord's told me to, or Prabhupada, you know, said to do this, and so I'm doing this. And it's wonderful. One becomes easily liberated, just like it says here, just by, if anybody happens to like this kind of process, because it's actually very easy very spontaneous. All you have to do is just do sadhu sangha. It's like Bhaktivinoda understood this principle. He said, even though I can't follow all the principles of the Vaishnavas, I know that I will attain all perfection sitting at the feet of the Vaishnavas and hearing Harikatha. See? So, whoever does that, you find a very rare path. Otherwise, people are struggling really hard, confused, doing different things they're doing yoga to be liberated, very hard stuff. Even the devotees in doing the Vaidhi Bhakti path, very hard. I observe, when I'm in Mayapur, they're running around all day and night, and they're sincere. But if you find devotees who somehow are empowered to lick the honey, this is the mercy of Lord Caitanya and Radha and Krishna in our disciplic line. Because if you just if you like that, that means you're liking Krishna, because that's what Lord Caitanya did. If you notice, he was licking the honey of these verses. He was quoting verses and relishing that nectar. That's another level of eating the remnants. So even the Lord himself was eating the remnants of the bhajan of Jayadev. He would sit there and have verses quoted him, or he'd quote them himself, and just extract those remnants and go into ecstasy. That's the next level of understanding how to eat the remnants of devotees. Not only just the prasadam, but the real food of devotees that gives them real sustenance is their eating the remnants of other devotees. They're eating, that's why even the Lord himself was chanting verses. He was eating the remnants of devotees, and then it became Maha Prasadam. Okay? So the devotees, they're offering all these fruits that come to the Lord, so it becomes Maha. So the Lord gives them, they offer this, and then it comes back into this, and this Maha Prasadam. That's why it's so important. That's the Lord even says himself, worship of my devotees is more important than worship of me. See, because the devotees, they're offering their fruits to the Lord, and then they're returned as Mahaprasada, and they distribute. See, writing books and songs and all of this is all prasad. This is all mercy. So and then you start attuning to this vibration. See, and this is a very rare one to be on this planet. So when the Lord went back and the devotees started going back, then that vibration was basically not around much. Maybe a few Babajis had it, but for 200 years, practically, it was like nothing until Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He empowered with that vibration and could pick it up. As soon as he came to Chaitanya, it said, as soon as he read Chaitanya Charitamrita, the symptoms of anurag started to arise in his heart. Anurag, these devotional experiences. That's why this got revived, because it takes a personality that's attuned to that vibration. See, and relishing it. Then they're empowered to bring it forth. See, Bhakti Siddhanta was empowered, so was Prabhupada, empowered to push it forward. Without this empowerment of this vibration, you can't do it. No one can do it. If a person cannot relish and lick that honey from the Maha Mantra and these verses and stuff like this, everything will just stay Vaidhi. The people will think, oh yeah, I'm going to chant and do all these austerities and everything, and I'm going to, by my strength of my chanting, eventually know Krishna. See, that's about what people know. I know you don't get revelations and realizations that you get by licking this honey. Licking the honey, you become qualified to understand the pastimes of Krishna and to teach it, and to share it. The essential conclusions you can And those who hear these things, now you're eating the remnants, and you're attuning to that vibration, and then you'll be able to pick it up. Even one of our friends, like the truck driver, Arjai, he knows about this vibration thing. He's always talking about the vibration. Oh, those vibrations, those vibrations. So he's attuned to them, and he can pick them up. It's Krishna's mercy. Okay? So Krishna's mercy follows the mercy of devotees. This is Vishwanath Chakravarti's teaching. Okay? So that's just the way the Lord sets it up. So if people appreciate the vibration of his devotees, then Krishna's mercy comes. Because you say, you're basically telling Krishna, says, yeah, I like that vibration. I want more. Because that vibration is not always vibrating here. People are vibrating on the mode of goodness stuff, That's really big. I mean, there's so more people doing good deeds and, feeding homeless and doing all these things. Because it makes them feel good. Because it's a good thing. The Lord's in the heart. Yeah. See, but this vibration it's another way to please God on another level, and it's not always here. It may be here, but maybe hidden in a cave somewhere, somebody doing bhajan, there. Not to the extent that this is going on like here. This is kind of open. I don't know. I just feel to do this, feel to just push it out, man. And, Prabhupada pushing me, See? So, this is so we kind of understand a little bit what's going on. I need to share with people about this, a little bit of the theology of it. It's got to have some theology, otherwise it can look like madness. No, this is not, that's why you could look. You see, sometimes you're going into relishing these ecstatic states and very high and looks kind of crazy and all this. But then you see that the person who's going into that isn't mad, they're actually, got a brain, As a matter of fact, they bring back things from this intimate, level, going into that vibration and bringing back forth here important cream revelations and realizations that quicken the evolution of people who believe them, who accept them. So, because I was reading Prabhupada's purports. Now I'm kind of looking at his purports, how he translates these verses, and even so, and I could see, wow, he's like really putting some of this stuff in a Vaidhi platform, and you could, if you don't understand from the another platform, you've got to hear from a devotee who does. Otherwise, you will be stuck on the Vaidhi, because Prabhupada is translating the verses to keep you there, because he wants people to, they got to start somewhere. They need to have some hold. So he'll use a lot of translating even in his, he would take, like, what's really nice is he'll take the verse and translate it the way it came, and then it'll in the word for word, and then he'll take that and put it in the translation on another level, actually. And I now when I'm looking at the verses in the book, I say, oh, I see what you're doing there. So because he's trying to help people get this bhakti is very deep, and it works in stages. That's why the Lord gave the 10 Commandments first and all these rules, and then later sent Jesus. See, because you got to get a footing in there, and then then you can get to the deeper essence of what is bhakti. And I'll actually show you, demonstrate. I'll take these verses and show you what he's doing, and show you what I'm doing now, how it moves it to another platform. See, it's like more what Bhakti Vinod Thakur was teaching. I'll tell you, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is so happy, I can feel it, that we're doing this. Because this is what he wanted to do and couldn't do. He did it, in his books, and that's why he wrote a lot, because he couldn't express a lot of these things, even to disciples. I mean, Bhakti Siddhanta, I used to read stuff. He was telling the Bhakti Vinod Thakur's disciples, said, "You don't understand my father," because they were misunderstood. See, not all disciples can understand their guru. And Bhakti Siddhanta understood a lot of stuff. He said, "You're not understanding, you're misunderstanding and all of this. You need to hear from somebody who understands your own guru." But a lot of them wouldn't do it. So that's how it is, because Bhakti Siddhanta was able, qualified to pick up that vibration. So sometimes a disciple, like disciples of Prabhupada, somebody will be empowered to pick up the deeper vibration, and if you listen to them, even though you're a godbrother, then that shows you that's what you really want. You're not interested in pride or being something important. You just want this nectar. This is the greatest nectar. See, and the devotees show it as attractive. You say, boy, there's no, devotees become so effulgent when they're relishing Krishna Katha, and the great revelations come, great love, and great ecstatic love, and great rapture, and all this. Man, there's nothing, that's why God himself is into devotional mellows. God himself saw what his devotees relish, and he came as a devotee, as Lord Caitanya. He said, "Wow, this looks amazing. What's in me that they love so much? I want to taste that too." So he comes like that. Yeah. So let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So those who are relishing, if anybody is respectful to those devotees and not trying to teach them or chastise them or criticize them or actually even bear false witness, which happens a lot to those devotees. They did that to Jesus. They do it to all devotees who carry this vibration. It's a very difficult one to understand. Even the demigods have a hard time understanding this vibration, this level. It's not even from this world. This comes from the spiritual potency, spiritual energy. It's a very special thing. It's like trying to reach that on our own. This is what devotees think. Yeah, I'm just going to, do all these mantras and do the pujas, and I'm going to reach there. But then when you read Bhagavad Gita, you've got all of these layers, coverings, to get to the spiritual energy. Better to just, find where that empowerment is and just go there and be around that vibration, and then you just start vibrating. See, that's causeless mercy. See? Otherwise, to try to reach that, you have to go through so many layers, and then you get to the false ego layer. And this is why a lot of people think, well, I'll take sannyas and all of this, and they get caught up in this false ego layer. Each layer is 10 times more thick. That's why even Jesus knew this. He says, you got to come through the door. Come through the door is the empowered devotee. They're like a portal through all of that into the spiritual dimension. Otherwise, the portal closes when you're not in touch with the devotee. Then you got to struggle, and all these other paths are there. They're very, very slow. That's what Jesus said. I'm the door. For the sheep. You just go right in the door and find pasture. If you give honor to the door, accept the door, come close to the door. See? And you enter into the mansion. My Father's house has many mansions. Well, Lord Caitanya and his devotees are the door to that mansion of what's going on see, that's just the spirit, that place of worship. Christians are the door, ecstatic Christians who have made it. Oh, Oh, okay. Yeah, well, thank you for appreciating. And sometime, we're going to do this thing where we'll have more interactive stuff, too. Yeah, I mean, I have to talk more about this, too. That's why, the Lord, I notice sometimes he kind of cuts the funnel a little bit. Say, hey, get up there and discuss these things a little bit. Come on, just don't go out there and just keep licking that honey, man. He said, no, you got to tell them a little bit about these things too, They'll think you're mad, man. Madman. So, and I want to thank you for that, because you made me aware that that's important to do that. A little bit of these wisdom teachings and everything. These wisdom teachings are not just wisdom. It comes from bhajan. It comes from this licking that honey. And then when you tune to that vibration by licking the honey, then you can see into it. You say, whoa, you see things that nobody else sees. I thought everybody saw what I saw, in the scriptures, but I find no, not really at all. So everybody, the Lord, people have their jobs, we all have our work to do. I just feel very blessed that the Lord showed me. I mean, that here you go, this is for you to do. Yeah, I'm probably about finished anyway. So good. Yeah, enjoy the temple there today. Yeah, and okay, yeah, and another subject I want to talk about too is because devotees are starting to pick up this mercy, this vibration also now. It's the union and separation. Anyway, I told this devotee who was starting to feel this upliftment from Mahaprabhu's pastimes and being around this energy, is you start to actually understand what is this transcendental mellows in worship and union and separation. Okay, and this is really important, because if you like these videos and you like this and you start to feel it, what do you call it, elated and elevated like this, you're going to have the separation too, like the devotee I do. Now, the separation I feel now is different. It's the same thing, but it's smoothed out more than what it started, because it's kind of like when we start to get connection with this vibration and these devotees that are carrying it, which is very rare. You can go maybe 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 million lifetimes and not find a devotee with this vibration. Okay, so it's here for whatever reason, it's happening, so we deal with it, And nobody could tell me what was going on here. I had to get it all from the scriptures. I had to reach 500 years back into these scriptures and study them very carefully to understand these things. Otherwise I couldn't, because there was no living examples that I found. Definitely not in these mass movements, all of them. Even when they say we're pure bhakti and raganuga and all of that, no examples, no help at all, really. Only more. Actually, I got indirect help by realizing it wasn't there. So I had to kind of piece it all together through my own experiences and stuff. So you're gonna, if you start to feel elated and everything, which is wonderful, it means you're getting the mercy of the Lord. See? So also now you're going to start to feel the separation. Now the separation and the union does two things. It starts to liberate you, literally. Now you've found a path that spontaneously liberates you. These yogis and these people trying to do these impersonal satsangs or working on liberation, that's what their goal is and everything. And here, liberation is put on a silver platter. Here, it becomes spontaneous, a spontaneous sadhana that you're not even, the only thing you're conscious of is it happening. You're conscious of, oh, look at this. Where is Krishna? One day, or you feel so close to Krishna. See, this is the path of union, separation of Raj, and you, by meeting the devotees who are following that path naturally, then it starts to happen to you. So, but the first stages is you're going to start to feel elated and everything, and it may not last very long. You might just boom on your head. All of a sudden, you're angry. You're mad. yeah, you're mad. Or whatever it is, it'll start, or envious, all these things start coming out of the heart. And you might even feel cut off because now, but you're in another process. This is separation, and it's dissolving all of this garbage in the heart. So there's more room for the bhakti, this purity. The pureness of it. So you feel it's kind of like popcorn popping, and burning, and sometimes the burning things. But this is so wonderful. You're getting liberated spontaneously. What people are doing, they're sitting there are people going to Vipassana. I'm here in India, I have this one, many people, they say, I'm going to a Vipassana, I'm going to sit here for like 10 days, and experience and go through. It's very painful and everything. And here, the process is lessened because we chanting Maha Mantra. That dissolves so much of prarabdha karma that's fructifying. It reduces that so much. You're going to feel something, but it's reducing that, and this elation that you get being around devotees. This dissolves all this propensity to do all these goody two-shoe things. It's not bad to do them, but you start to realize that doesn't be the focus of your life. You realize, oh, I'm doing bhakti. I'm on this path. I'm pleasing. See, everybody is working to please Krishna. Even on the fruitive level, even on the fruitive path, the person is pleasing Krishna. That's when they do a good day's work, they come home and they say, wow, I feel good. See? Now, if they do too much work, if they become obsessed, what happens? Motive passion. And then they feel a little distressed and stressed out. And some people like that. They go, oh, wow, that gives me life and energy to be stressed. So anyway, there's all this stuff going on. These are the modes of nature. You're getting out of that. Now you're getting inspiration from God Himself, just like those residents in Vrndavan. This is why I say it's rare. If you're around devotees who get their inspiration and their empowerment and their happiness from Krishna and Lord Caitanya, then that's going to happen to you. And now you're starting to find a new path, and you become like part of that group of persons. Most people in the world, they get their inspiration from fruitive work. If they wake up in the morning and say, I got all these things to do. See, it's fruitive energy. That's Krishna in the fruitive form. And then they got to do more, and they're running all over the place. See, they got a fruitive thing. See, here is a little more advanced. For those who run around enough serving, Krishna with that energy. That's what Prabhupada engaged. A lot of people are running around doing they had all this passion. He had them work hard for Krishna. Okay, so working hard. So sometimes people need to do a little of that too. Sachi she has it. I say, hey, we'll work for Krishna a little bit. Come on, we need some help here. She goes to work, and she gives a little donation here so we can keep this going. This is good for her. It's supporting the preaching. You see, She has that propensity. She can't give it up. She would go nuts just sitting home doing nothing. Why not work for Krishna, do devotional service? Even Shivananda Sain did that. He had propensities to, he could do things. He was a manager and all that. He used it to serve the devotees. Why not? It's very happy. Krishna said, wow, you're helping my devotees with your propensities, your talents. Whoa, this is great. Bringing in this great vibration. That's what they were doing. They were bringing in this great vibration 500 years ago. The ability to relish Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, like this in ecstasy. And Shivananda Sain was making all the arrangements to help that. Because he was empowered to do it. So anyway, there's these things. So, union and separation. So sometimes you'll feel like cut off. A lot of times it's the stuff being cleared out of the heart. It could be like a cloud. But this is spontaneous. Then it clears. Krishna comes back because you're taking association with devotees, coming to sadhu sangha, you hear from them, watch the videos, giving respect, respectful obeisances to those kind of devotees, bringing in that vibration. Just giving honor to what they're doing like that means so much to Krishna. For that, you become eternally liberated. Just being a well-wisher. You don't have to be a disciple. You can be a well-wisher. And you share in that. It's amazing, huh? So this path is really rare and very wonderful. See, and so it's back and forth, back and forth. Some days you'll feel down in the dumps. When I first started teaching, I didn't understand it really clearly. I was wondering, wow, Krishna has given us all this ecstasy and all these amazing things. And then I noticed, because there was like 5 of us living together, we just lived together, and all of a sudden, after this everybody's really feeling elated and everything, and then all of a sudden, everybody's hating each other and arguing and all of this stuff. And I was wondering, why is this? Why isn't it just we just go up and up and up? But that was part of it working out. Coming out, the stuff coming out has to come out. Okay? And then you go deeper, and then, then it smooths out, and then becomes like more and more pure separation, literally. It's just because, and then that inspires your communion with God. That's a sign of love. Like when you read Radharani's, he's saying, where is Krishna? I cannot live without him. See, she's always got Krishna, but it appears this is the divine. Now you're entering the divine vibration of Vrndavan. That's how it is there. There's a transcendental illusion created by Purnamasi. That's her job, is to create an illusion of obstacles and all of that. Now you're out of the material impasse, and you're up in this. And so that's where we're going, man. And that's what this vibration does. Anybody who hangs out in this Sangha is going to start entering that, and you'll more and more understand the devotee's mentality. You'll feel like a part of that. You feel like, wow, that's home. That's my tribe. Yeah. She's still watching in the temple there? Mary Sachi is watching in the temple somehow or other. What do you got in the corner? Got your headphones on while you're watching that board class. Yeah, so that's good. So if you feel elated, and then you feel like the world is void and everything, well, it is void. It's nothing. It's just a shell. See, and then this causes one to desire Krishna more, and that is good. And Krishna comes back, the hero he is, and saves the day. You become the heroine, and he's the hero. It's back and forth, back and forth. Unless you're in, the rasa, the father parental thing. Oh, you're still in the car? I thought you were going to the temple. Okay, yeah. So anyway, that's basically it. We can talk more about that, but this is just so people understand a little bit about what's going on here and are not confused by it. so much. Even confusion is not a bad thing here, because if you get confused, you're moving to the next level of consciousness. It's like it's like not yet understanding it, but you will. So anyway, the Lord has given us a great service here, and a great sangha. Who knows how it's going to, I don't know how it's going to all arrange and everything, but let's see. Oh, okay, good. All right, so let's see here.